Welcome to the world's hottest mountain bike race, the LANGKAWI International Mountain Bike Challenge, LIMBC. The beautiful island of Langkawi has been taken over by mountain bikers from all over the world as the race takes them to the best places Langkawi can offer, treasured landmarks and beauty spots. 3 stages are already down and 3 more to go. At the end of stage 2, Leah Davison held on to the pink jersey as the overall leader in the Women's Open, while Fabian Geiger retained the yellow jersey for the men. In the men's masters category, Nicholas Craig with the green jersey, while Hartman Hoffman had the blue. Here's a quick look at the overall rankings for men and women after stage 2. If the riders thought the first 3 days of racing was bad, they thought wrong and will be in for a shock. The next stage, called the Queen Stage due to its severe difficulty in length, will require the men open riders to complete 3 large laps of a 21-kilometer loop, while the women, men's masters and senior men's masters will do 2 laps. The multiple long steep climbs and twisting descents through dense raw jungle in sizzling heat will definitely take its toll on every single rider. Riders will also go through many highly technical sections with few recovery zones. Even the most experienced riders will be severely tested. This brutal stage will most likely determine the overall winners of this race. Weather here in beautiful Langkawi Island can be a bit unpredictable. The day could start off with gorgeous sunny skies, but in a split second, angry dark clouds will pour forth a torrent of rain. And the same goes with this race. Up till stage 2, race favorites were still struggling to get their footing in this race, and the field is still wide open as no definite winner is in sight yet. Day 4 of LIMBC 2012 was scorching hot, with temperatures soaring up to 32 degrees Celsius. Even the wildlife here had to seek shelter from the heat. Nevertheless, riders lining up at the start line looked confident going into the race. We begin stage 3 with the Women's Open. Leah Davison in front looked determined in her pink jersey, flanked by Eva Lechner, Natalie Schneider and Elizabeth Svem. As soon as they were flagged off, Lechner began to pull away from the pack, followed closely by her teammate Schneider, Davison and Svem. Eva continued to widen the gap from the other riders into lap 2, while the others struggled to keep up. She finished the race in 3 hours, 6 minutes and 52.29 seconds, more than 2 minutes ahead of Leah, who took second place, while Elizabeth Svem is in third. As you can see, most of the women who are in the top 10 are consistent in every stage. But at this stage 3, the race proved to be too much for some riders and many had to pull out due to heat exhaustion and fatigue. This gave Malaysian rider Junaida Jus a chance to finish among the top 10 today. Leah Davison remained at the top of the women's rankings, 6 minutes 45.1 seconds in front of Elizabeth Svem. Though delighted with their placing, the top 2 women were just glad they managed to complete the race.
I'm pretty tired. It's so hot and it was a so long ride today, and we had to run for for the whole uphill. It was so hot, but I'm so happy to winning this stage. After yesterday, I was so finished, and I'm happy that I came back today.
You know, I feel pretty good considering the heat today, and you know, that was a really hard day. I just tried to play it conservative and stay on the second place girl because I knew I had a time advantage, so as long as I could stay with them, then I would stay in the leader's jersey.
We move to the Men's Open now, where Fabian Geiger in his yellow jersey lined up at the front of the start line, along with Emil Lindgren, Christian Heineck, Karl Platt, Todd Wells and Florian Vogel. At the word go, race leaders began pedaling furiously in a bid to get away from the pack. Heineck took the lead as early as the middle of lap 1, with the Rabobank boys following closely. Struggling to close the gap is Karl Markt, Todd Wells, and Barry Stander. Coming into lap 2, Christian began to widen the gap from the Rabobank boys, with Fabian chasing furiously behind. Emil, Platt, Barry, and Wells bringing up the rear. But Christian maintained his lead up front all the way till the end to finish first in 3 hours, 53 minutes, and 35.79 seconds. As soon as he crossed the finish line, Christian went to seek medical help for some cuts and bruises that he suffered during the race. This is Christian's first podium finish.
Yeah, it was tough. I had a bad luck yesterday, and lost some time in the overall ranking. So I knew I had to attack today and try to get some minutes back. So that's exactly how I did it, how I planned, and I'm really glad it came out this way.
Fabian came in 1 minute 53.06 seconds behind Christian, while Todd Wells took third place. Wells showed his determination to finish the race at whatever cost when he had to finish the last few meters of the race with a flat tire.
Well, I would have rather not punctured the tire and finished third, but I've been having a lot of bad luck lately. So, I'm happy to still be able to finish third, even though I flatted maybe 5K from the finish. It was really rough out there, so it's like the first day there was a lot of road. Yesterday there was quite a bit of road. But today it was all flat pedaling trails, very rough, and yeah, my legs aren't just tired, my entire body is tired, so we'll see.
Among the top 10 men to finish stage 3 is Max Knox, Emil Lindgren, Carl Platt, Liesling Matthias, Max Torsten, Karl Markt, and Barry Stander. After today's race, Fabian Geiger is still top dog, 4 minutes and 23.82 seconds ahead of second place Christian Heineck. Though he didn't win this stage, Fabian is happy he still retains the yellow jersey.
Yeah, I think maybe you can see it, I'm so tired now. It was one of the toughest races ever, I think. I thought maybe it's gonna be around 3 hours. Now it was almost 4 hours, and it was so fast in the start. And it was just like a cross-country race, but for 4 hours. And I'm very happy to finish. It was really hard, and I didn't lose that much time. I'm second, but I'm happy anyway.
As in any race, injuries and accidents are the norm. And true to its billing as the toughest stage race yet, Stage 3 saw many riders dropping like flies. However, senior men's masters rider John Ray Funk, who ended Stage 3 in second place, believes age and experience plays a huge factor in maintaining one's endurance.
It was good. I mean, it was really much different than the sort of course I'm used to. I mean, it's a little drier where I can climb a bit more on my bike. But I mean, it was great. The downhill was good, and the rolly sections through the rubber trees was fantastic. And single track was good. Held up with the weather. I could have done without the hike a bike because I hate hiking my bike. But everything was good. The course is good. People have been great. It's fantastic.
Do you ever wonder what all these riders do after a hard day's race? Well, we found out that apart from having food and drinks after a race, riders will make a beeline for the official physio station. There, their aching bodies will be well rubbed and their kinks will be ironed out. After that, they'll be as good as new for the race the next day. Maybe not as good as new, but slightly less battered and definitely more relaxed. After the horror of Stage 3, will Stage 4 be even more brutal? Are any of the race contenders among those who pulled out? Find out after this. The LANGKAWI International Mountain Bike Challenge, LIMBC, is definitely living up to its name as one of the toughest stage races in the mountain bike calendar. The most grueling stage as yet, stage 3, proved to be too much to handle as many riders had to pull out of the race. But Eva Lechner and Kristin Heineck persevered to finish top woman and top man, respectively. While Nicholas Craig and Hartmut Hoffmann won in the men's masters and senior men's masters, respectively. For those who survive stage 3, stage 4 will be slightly less demanding. But it depends on how much they've recovered after going through yesterday's horror. Stage 4 is a 4.5-kilometer circuit taking the riders through the heart of Oriental Village. Riders will go through steep climbs, tough single tracks, a sharp zigzagging climb through dense rainforest, and a gravel downhill section that will drop them back to the finish line to complete one lap. It was a glorious sunny day when the Women's Open started for stage 4. Going into today's race, Elizabeth Svem is 6 minutes and 45 seconds behind race leader Leah Davison. Was Elizabeth able to catch up to Leah? Let's find out. The same familiar lineup in front of the start line. Hanging on to the pink jersey since stage 1, Leah looked confident going into the race. Though obviously still battered after yesterday's horrifying race, the ladies were determined to complete the stage. As soon as they flagged off, the women began jostling each other to get a good position. Unfortunately for Ayn Nurul Huda Rosli from Team Chiru Endurace, her chain broke at precisely that moment. Luckily, she managed to fix it and was able to start the race. On lap 2, the Colnago Südtirol girls led the pack with Eva in the lead. Elizabeth Svem, Leah Davison and Blaza Klemenic followed close behind. A few of the riders had difficulty going up the steep tarmac climb to the Talaga waterfall and had to push their bikes up. At one point, Natalie had to jump down from her bike to adjust her gears manually as she miscalculated the steep climb. On lap 3, Eva was still leading, with Natalie a close second. Just 1 minute behind is overall leader Leah, followed by Slovakian Janka Svetkova. But it was the Team Colnago show as the girls raced to the finish line. Natalie and Eva were neck and neck at the home stretch until Natalie sprinted ahead of her teammate to take first place, just 3 seconds ahead of Eva.
Yeah, it was a nice track and I felt pretty good. We had a gap, Eva and me, after the first long downhill and managed to just ride a good pace and do some good teamwork. So it was a perfect day for the Colnago girls out in the wood.
Really well. It was a very, very nice course today. I had a lot of fun and I'm really happy and I felt pretty good and yeah, I'm happy that we could win first two from the same team.
Although Leah Davison finished third in today's race, she's happy to be able to hold on to that pink jersey.
I think that was the most fun day, for sure. It was such a good track. It was so nice to ride in the dry, and yeah, it was really fun out there today. Today, you know, the first 2 laps I didn't feel the best, and then I came around my legs, so I'm happy with the performance. The Colnago girls were really strong today, so yeah, they deserved the win.
After stage 4, Leah is still in the lead, way ahead of second-placed Elizabeth Svem. Before we head to the men's open race, let's take a quick look at the overall standings. Fabienne Geiger is being chased by Kristin Heineck. Geiger has a 4-minute 23.82 second lead. On to the race. Now, if the ladies had dry and sunny weather for their race, the men had to contend with wet and muddy conditions. Still tired and barely recovered from yesterday's brutal stage, the men were nevertheless looking forward to today's race.
Yeah, a little bit tired now. It was a tough week so far. but will be an interesting race. I just checked out the track. It's a hard one again, maybe some rain, and I think we all have to fight.
I think like everybody's getting tired. It's the 5th day already, and the stage race has been unbelievably hard in overall. So yeah, we will see how we get it done today. It's gonna be short, but definitely hard.
The men began to pull away from the pack as soon as they were flagged off. In lap 2, Emil Lindgren led the men, followed closely by Florian Vogel, Fabian Geiger, Karl Platt, Todd Wells, Christian Heineck, Barry Stander, and Karl Markt. Simon Gegenheim was at least 4 minutes behind. In lap 3, Emil was still leading, followed closely by teammate Geiger and Markt. The Rubberbank boys continued to lead the men all the way to the finish line. But the fight for third place was between Florian Vogel and Markt. But Markt pushed hard at the last lap to get his first podium finish.
It's a really hard race. The course is really technical and really a steep uphill, and through the rain it was, I think, a little bit more difficult, but my race was really good today and I'm really satisfied with this result.
It was hard, but it was a nice one. Again, a little bit of running, but way less than the last days. And today was 90 minutes, and it felt so short compared to yesterday. Also now I feel like, yeah, I almost did nothing.
This kind of riding is my riding, so I'm not the marathon guy, I'm a cross-country guy, and I like the technical parts and all that. So I said already yesterday I go all in for this today and try to win it.
As you can see, Fabian is top of the pack, having a 6-minute, 18.1 second advantage over Christian. Apart from focusing on the races, riders also took time off to have fun with some local children. They gathered at the beautiful Pantai Kok area to have a game of tug of war. Guess who won? After this, the final stage of LIMBC 2012. Will Stage 5 be the comeback race for defending champions Karl Platt and Natalie Schneider? Stay tuned to find out. Welcome back. The penultimate stage of LIMBC 2012 saw the Team Colnago girls duke it out at the finish line. But Natalie Schneider got bragging rights when she sprinted ahead for first place. While over in the men's, the Rabobank boys led all the way to the end, with Emil Lindgren emerging the top man. The last stage of LIMBC 2012 was a beachfront finale. Stage 5 is a new addition this year, a short 1.6-kilometer circuit at beautiful Pantai Kok. This will definitely be a flat-out sprint race. Though a flat surface race compared to the intense jungle terrain and muddy paths of the past few days, this stage nevertheless presents its own challenges, as the sandy beach does not give much traction for the riders to work with. The men will have to complete 8 laps within 30 minutes, while the ladies will do 6. This will be a flat-out sprint on the sandy beach. Beautiful day, beautiful settings. A fitting place to end LIMBC 2012. Stage 5 will be a beachfront finale at the stunning Pantai Kok.
Yeah, I'm feeling good today. I'm really excited that it's the last day. They seem to have a beautiful course set out here, and it's really cool that all the school kids are here. So yeah, I think it should be an exciting race out there.
I'm happy that we have the last stage today because it was quite hard week, but I enjoyed a lot.
Before we head to the race, let's take a quick peek at the overall women's rankings. Leah is way ahead with a 9-minute advantage from second-placed Elizabeth Svem, while Janka Stevkova and Natalie Schneider still have a chance to fight for third place. Now onto the race. Race leader Leah Davison in pink, flanked by other race contenders at the start line. At the word go, the ladies jostled each other to get a good placing up front. But Ava proved the better rider when she went ahead and kept on widening the gap as the race went on. And she kept her lead right up till the end of the race. Leah came in second, just 14 seconds behind Ava, with Natalie taking third place.
I'm a little bit disappointed about my third stage, where I had a really bad day. That cost me the leader jersey. But yeah, that can happen, that's racing, and I'm still happy that I could win as well 3 stages and 1 second place, so that's nice.
I'm quite happy that I managed to do a good week. I had pretty good riding, not so good walking. And yeah, I could win the stage yesterday, have 2 second places, a third place, and I think like overall it was a pretty cool week. There were just some girls, better all-arounders, where I managed to get over the week a bit better, but I could enjoy it here in LANGKAWI a lot, and it was a good week and good to be here.
Apart from the top 3, Janka Stevkova, Elizabeth Svem, Blaza Klemenic, Julia Innerhofer, Jenny King, Melanie Laveau, and Mazjeton complete the top 10 women in today's stage. As predicted, Leah was the best woman in the overall rankings, beating last year's winner, Natalie Schneider. After the race, the ladies decided to cool down by jumping into the sea. Splashing around and having fun, it was the perfect way to end their LIMBC this year. Meanwhile, in the men's open, it was an intense race with a different leader in every lap. The sand proved to be a challenge for the men as some slipped and slid while others floundered around. The race was a close call, but in the end, defending champion Karl Platt played his cards just right and sprinted ahead to win his first stage race this year. Florian Vogel came in a close second, followed by Barry Stander. This is Barry's first podium finish in LIMBC this year. If you put your money on Fabian Geiger to finish overall, well, you got it right. Fabian officially became top man for LIMBC 2012, even though he finished 6th in today's stage. That's all for now, but we will be back next week, where we'll look back at the 3rd installment of the LANGKAWI International Mountain Bike Challenge in detail and show you how it has been the best edition yet. All the biggest names from the mountain biking universe were in attendance, and all of them fought right till the end for precious prize money and all the glory. So catch us then, but now it's goodbye from us.